What is the movement of Earth, rotation and revolution? The Earth has two primary movements, rotation and revolution. Rotation is spinning on the Earth on its axis, causing day and night, and it takes approximately 24 hours to complete. Revolution in the Earth's orbit around the Sun, a journey that takes about 365.25 days, and the result in the cycle of seasons. What are the 8 motions of the Earth? The Earth rotates about its axis. Earth-Moon system orbit, a gra- gravitational center. The Earth revolves around the Sun once a year. The Sun and the Earth revolve around the solar system. Gravitational center. The Earth's orbit traces every 25,770 years. The Sun revolves round the galaxy once every 250 million years. Five difference between rotation and revolution of the Earth. Rotation determines day and night and affects the length of the day, while revolution determines the duration of a year and affects the season. Rotation is measured in terms of degrees, hours, and or rotational per unit, while revolution is measured in terms of orbits or revolutions per unit. What causes Earth's rotation? Earth's rotation is primarily caused by conversion of angular momentum during the formation of solar system. Collapsed as the solar nebula, a cloud of gas and dust. What is solar nebula? A cloud of gas and dust. Collapsed to form the sun and the planets. It begins to spin. Understood? That is a cloud of gas and dust. Solar collapsed to form the sun and planets. It began to spin. Spinning motion due to the nebula's inherent angular momentum was transferred to the forming Earth, which is continued to spin ever since. So this is why this is the causes why Earth is rotating. How long is one Earth day? A standard Earth day is 24 hours long, which is the time it takes the Earth to complete one rotation on its axis relative to the Sun. However, sidereal day, sidereal day, which measures one rotation relative to distant stars, is slightly shorter to approximately 23 hours and 56 minutes. Let's give you some detailed explanation on how long is one Earth day. Solar day. This is the time it takes for the sun to appear to return to the same position in the sky. It roughly 24 hours. Sidereal day. This is the time it takes for Earth to complete one rotation related to distant stars. It about 23 hours, 56 minutes and 4 seconds. The difference between two is due to the Earth's orbit around the Sun. While the Earth rotates, it also moves along its orbits. So it needs to rotate a little further to get back to the same position relative to the Sun. Earth movements, revolutions, and rotation. Movement of Earth, revolution, and rotation. The Earth has two motions, the rotation and revolution. The Earth revolves around the Sun and also rotates on its own axis. So sun started to rotate from tripled axis, North Pole, then spring to Earth orbit, that is equator, summer, then autumn, autumn, then winter, then again from winter to North Pole, triple axis, South Pole. It gets North Pole to South Pole, then south to east, and east to west, and east to north, and north to so friends, I give you some information on chapter 2, reference system. Chapter objective, transrail correlates, transrail coordinates, grid, rotational and revolution, earth rotation, then precession on Earth's axis over 26,000 years, nutation, revolution of Earth, shorten term polar motion, epochs making sense. So, first chapter objectives are like this. Just ഒന്നാണ് ഇല്ല So, chapter objectives are like this. Up, upon completion of this chapter, you will be able to describe the system of terrestrial coordinates, the rotation of Earth, precision, nutation, and the revolution of Earth about the Sun. You will be able to describe how the locations of celestial objects are stated in the coordinate system. Coordinate system of the celestial race. You will be able to describe the uses of epoch and various conventions of timekeeping. So, spatial coordinates and timing conventions are adopted in order to consistently identify locations and motions of the of, observe of natural object in the solar system and of spacecraft traversing interplanetary space and orbiting planet or other bodies. Without this conversation, it would be impossible to navigate the solar system. Terrestrial coordinates. A great circle is an imaginary circle on the surface of a space whose center is the center of the space. Great circle that passes through both the north and south poles are called meridians or line of longitude. Meridians or line of longitude. For any points of surface of Earth, a meridian can be defined. The prime meridian, the starting point measuring the east-west location of other meridians, marks the site of the Old Royal Observatory in Greenwich, England. Longitude is expressed in degrees, minutes, and seconds of arc from 0 to 180 degree eastward eastward or westward from the prime meridian. For example, downtown Pasadena, California is located at 180 degree, 18 minutes 41 seconds of arc west of the prime meridian, 180 degree 841 west. The starting point for measuring north-south locations on Earth is the equator. Great circle which is everywhere equidistant from the polars. Circle is planes parallel to the equator define north-south measurement called parallels or line latitude. Latitude is expressed as an arc subtended between the equator and the parallel as seen from the center of the earth. Downtown Pasadena is located at 34 degree 08 minute 44 second latitude north the equator 34 degree 08 44 degree north. Throughout the history of navigation determination, one latitude on the Earth's surface has been relatively easy. The northern hemisphere, for example, simply measuring the height of the star Polaris above the horizon result is a firmly close approximation of one latitude. Measure of longitude, however, has been a historical significant indoor since it determines require accurate timekeeping. John Harrison eventually succeeded in developing a chronometer good enough to do the trick. 1 degree of latitude equals approximately 111 kilometers on the Earth's surface, and by definition, exactly 60 nautical miles, because meridians converge to the poles, and the length of the degree of the longitude varies from 111 kilometers to equator to 0 to the poles where longitude becomes a point. Lines of longitude, lines of latitude, coordinates grid Rotation and revolution. Earth rotation. Now, what is nutation? Superimposed on 26,000 years, precession is a small nodding motion with a period of 18.6 years and an amplitude of 9.2 arc second. This nutation can trace its causes to 5 degree between the planes of the moon's orbit, the plane of the earth orbit, and the gravitational tongue on one earth. Here are some explanation for these following terms. First, Earth axis, Earth's rotation, Earth's revolution, day, night, noon, midday. Two chief parts of the day, two chief effect of tilt in. So, what is Earth axis? Earth axis is an imaginary line that passes through the north-south pole around which the Earth rotates. Earth rotation. Earth rotation refers to the spinning of the Earth on its axis, which takes approximately 24 hours and causes day and night. Earth's revolution. Earth's revolution is the movement of the Earth around the Sun in the elliptical orbit. Take approximately 365.25 days to complete. Day. Day is the period when a part of the earth is illuminated by sunlight due to its rotation. Night. Night is the period when a part of the earth is darkened as it rotates away from the sun. Noon. Noon is the time when the sun is at the highest point in the sky for a given location. Midnight. Midnight is the time when the sun is at its lowest point in the sky opposite to noon. Now the explanation for the second step, that is two chief parts of the earth. What are the two chief parts of the earth? The earth's two chief parts are the crust and the core. Two chief effect of tilt in the earth axis. The tilt of the earth axis causes A. the change in the seasons, and B. varies in the length of the day and night. Match the term leap year. A leap year occurs every 4 years and has 66 days instead of 365 due to extra 0.25 days accumulated each year from the Earth revolution round the Sun. Final answer. The term and concept related to the Earth's movement, structure, phenomena have been explained, and matched in leap year has been clarified. The question you may have in your exams are: explain the following term, like 1. Earth axis, 2. Earth rotation, 3. Earth revolution, 4. Day, 5. Night, 6. Noon, 7. Midnight. Now next is names. 1. Two chief parts of the earth, and second is updates topic, all topics, small solution. This question may be asked for the government job exams.
Hello, friends. Today,
So this is how you can understand how earth moves, rotation and evolution of earth, formation of solar system. These are called formation of solar system. The spinning of the earth around the axis is called rotation, and it takes the earth 23.56 minutes and 4.9 seconds or 1 day to make one complete rotation. Now, so I end this slide.